Hey guys. So I just tracked down the Mythic Dawn with the hopes of recovering the Amulet of Kings. However, Mankar Cameron teleported away with it, so I took the Mysterium Xarxes book and delivered it to Martin.
By the nine, such a thing is dangerous even to handle.
So now we need to figure out a way to follow him and recover the Amulet of Kings. The Grand Master of the Blades, Joffrey, informs me of some potential Mythic Dawn spies in Bruma.
Ah, yes, I hope you can help. The gate guards have reported seeing strangers on the road for the past several nights. I cannot leave Cloud Ruler undefended while my men search the whole mountainside, but these spies must be eliminated. Thank you. Talk to Stefan. He can tell you where he has seen them. Captain Bird in Bruma may also be able to help. I've asked the Countess to have the guard keep an eye out for strangers. Track down the spies and kill them. Find out what they know and what they're planning, if possible. I'm counting on you to eliminate those spies. We can't afford to let the Mythic Dawn operate out of Bruma with impunity.
As I was on my way to Bruma, I literally catch the spies just outside the main gates of Bruma. One of them had a basement key. I proceed to the barracks of Bruma to speak to a character named Captain Bird.
I'm Captain Bird, commander of the Bruma Guard.
He lets me investigate the house of the spy that attacked me. I use the key to open their house and find a hatch leading to a secret compartment containing some important information on what the Mythic Dawn is planning. They plan to open a great Oblivion gate, similar to the one that destroyed Kvatch, right outside Bruma. I head back to Joffrey to tell him about what I have discovered.
What have you learned about the spies? Excellent work. I knew I could count on you. The gods did not idly choose you as their agent, whatever you may think. But it is clear that Mankar Cameron will soon bring all his power to bear against Bruma. I will warn the Countess of the danger. You should speak to Martin. I believe he has made some progress with the Mysterium Xarxes.
In the meantime, I visit Martin for the next steps in recovering the Amulet of Kings.
I've deciphered part of the ritual needed to open a portal to Cameron's paradise. The Xarxes mentions 4 items needed for the ritual, but so far I have only deciphered one of them. The blood of a Daedra Lord. In fact, Daedric artifacts are known to be formed from the essence of a Daedric Lord, from whence they derive their great power. Not an easy thing to come by, obviously. But we will need a Daedric artifact. Bring it to me when you have acquired one.
Martin needs a Daedric artifact as part of the ritual to track Mankar Cameron. I already have the skeleton key. However, he informs me that it will be destroyed after the process, so I decide to try and get the Sanguine Rose. I can get this item from the Daedric Prince of Debauchery and Dark Passion, Sanguine. In order to do this, I head over to his shrine, located just north of the city of Skingrad. I offer some Cyrodiilic brandy in order to speak to him.
Another mortal, come to beg Sanguine to add a bit of spice to an otherwise drab existence. I would have you perform a service for me. The Castle Leowyn is a dull, dreary place. The mistress is an especially somber soul, and tomorrow she will hold another excruciating dinner party. I want you to liven it up. Use this spell on the Countess and her guests. I think it will make the party much more interesting. You should probably try to be inconspicuous, or they might kill you. Oh, and the party is by invitation only. You'll have to find a way in. Have fun.
I make my way to the southern part of the map, to Castle Leowyn, but on the way I come across 3 Oblivion gates, so I took some time to close them. I finally make it to Leowyn and speak to the guard of the party and convince him to allow me in.
Well, you're dressed for it, and you seem like a really good person. You can go in. Sorry to have bothered you.
At this point, I'm not entirely sure as to what will happen when I cast this ominous spell that Sanguine has given me, so I hide in the corner on top of a shelf and cast it.
Good night. By the gods, there's a psychopath on the loose.
It turns out that when I cast it, everyone, including me, loses their clothes and all of a sudden they start chasing me, so I run away as fast as I can.
This is the part where you fall.
I end up running across the whole province, naked, back to Sanguine's shrine. He gives me the Sanguine's rose.
And here's a little something for your efforts. Maybe we'll celebrate again sometime.
I recover all of my gear from the chest right next to the shrine, and head back to Martin. I hand over the Daedric artifact, and interesting enough, Martin explains that he used to have this Daedric artifact in the past.
I never thought to see this again. I once possessed it, briefly. A lifetime ago, it seems now. To obtain it, and then give it up. I honor your dedication to our cause.
Martin informs me that he has progressed with deciphering the Mysterium Xarxes and needs the blood of a god. In order to get the blood of a god, he needs the armor of Tiber Septim, which he used in a battle that happened in the First Era. Martin tells me to see Joffrey about it.
The gods have no artifacts, and do not physically manifest themselves in our world. How then to obtain the blood of a god? But Joffrey solved it. The blood of Tiber Septim himself, who became one of the divines. This is a secret remembered only by the Blades, passed down from one Grand Master to the next. Joffrey should tell it to you himself.
Joffrey is concerned about an Oblivion Gate that has opened just outside of Bruma.
Oblivion Gate has opened outside the city.
So he wants me to show the Bruma guards how to close it. Joffrey also tells me that I need to go to a place called Sankator,
The ruins of Sankator, a holy place,
which has some historical significance to the Order of the Blades, to retrieve the armor of Tiber Septim. However, it has not been visited in decades due to an evil presence.
The catacombs of Sankator were sealed by the first Grand Master of the Blades. The four mightiest blades of Tiber Septim's day, Elaine, Valdemar, Relus, and Kaznar, went to Sankator and never returned. Here, this is the key to Sankator's outer door. I fear I am sending you to your death, but we have no other choice. You must succeed.
Anyway, I head down the road to Bruma and
Thanks
catch
for
up with
coming.
old mate
Since
Bird.
we had the hero of Kvatch available, I didn't think it made sense to try this on our own the first time. All right, give me a minute to talk to the men. Everyone's a bit jumpy right now. All right, boys, listen up. We've got to close that gate over there. Nobody likes the idea of going into that thing, but it's our job, and we're going to do it. If we don't, Bruma ends up a smoking pile of rubble, like what happened at Kvatch. And that's not going to happen here, not while I'm captain of the guard.
We all go in to try and close this Oblivion Gate. It was a hard battle. I am a high level now, and all of the Daedra are a tough fight at this point.
Here comes another guard. This is no place I ever wanted to find myself. I don't see how we can... No, we can do this. We have to do this. We have no choice. Glad you're here. We wouldn't have a chance otherwise. What's our next move? Lead on. I hope we're almost there. Lead down. I've got that one. I've got that. What's the matter? Getting tired?
Captain Bird and I are the only ones left by the time we get to the Sigil Stone. We take it together in order to close the Oblivion Gate.
It was an honor to serve with you, sir. Now that I've seen how it's done, I think my guardsmen and I can handle any new gates that open near Bruma.
You did it, Captain. You closed the Oblivion Gate. We didn't think we'd ever see you alive again.
I head back to Joffrey with the great news. He explains that Bruma needs reinforcements against the imminent Great Oblivion Gate. At this point, I'm feeling pretty overwhelmed at the sheer volume of work needed to progress with the main quest.
We need to gather what allies we can before Bruma is hopelessly besieged. If the Mythic Dawn manages to open a great gate here, the city will need a stronger garrison for there to be any hope of defending it.
It seems the main quest is split into two paths that the player has to choose to complete first. I decided to go into Doomslayer mode and close an insane amount of Oblivion gates so that each of the main cities of Cyrodiil will provide their support for Bruma. This sequence takes ages. It took me a few hours to close each gate. I had already closed some Oblivion gates, so that was good. It got quite repetitive at some points. There was one memorable gate outside the city of Shadenhall, for which the son of Count Andal was a bit cocky and went in with his mates to try and close the gates themselves. It didn't turn out too well for them, unfortunately.
Hold the laws of Shadenhall. We fear no being, and we strike fast and true as lightning. Many wish to join our ranks, as we are of the highest echelon. Only a select few may join the finest force ever to grace the lands of Cyrodiil. Until now, we numbered only 7, but attacked like a regiment. Our enemies quake at our approach and falter at our charge. Huzzah! I set out with the rest of the knights to dispatch this blemish on the face of our fine world. When we arrived, we were overwhelmed. I myself was able to kill perhaps 200 of them, but they just kept coming. Only Bremen and I remain alive. However, we can take the sigil stone from that citadel and complete our quest for the good of all Shadenhall. Huzzah! Are you mad? A Knight of the Thorn never returns home until the mission is done. It's our way. Now, in my father's name as Count Indaris of Shadenhall, I order you to lead me to that sigil stone. I suggest we use the Raymond sweep formation. You'll assault and we'll guard the rear flank. Onward and upward, huzzah! The path is yours. Lead on.
Farwell died while fighting off the hordes of Oblivion, and honestly, I accidentally killed his mate.
Kill me once more and I'll kill you!
Anyway, I managed to close the gate and get aid from Shadenhall for Bruma. I report back to Count Andal, and I felt really bad that I couldn't return with his son. However, he died in battle, so he has something to be proud of.
I'm pleased to finally meet the savior of Shadenhall, and although the death of Farwell saddens me, I know you did the best you could. I realize he was trying at times, and he spoke before he thought, but he was still my son, and I adored him greatly. I'm sure he was difficult to travel with, and I respect your patience. Whereas others would have left him to die, I'm sure you fought at his side. Your actions are duly noted, and your reward will be in gold. I will not forget your service to Shadenhall. Closing the Oblivion Gate outside the city was a daring feat. I do not blame you for my son's death. He brought that upon himself, as hard as it is for a father to admit. Since the immediate threat to Shadenhall is now eliminated,
I will now gladly send some aid and defense to Bruma. Consider it done.
After that whole saga, I head over to the northwestern part of the map, to Sankator, in order to recover the armor of Tiber Septim because we need the divine blood. Sankator was a creepy place, which felt like a huge maze, full of minor enemies like skeletons and wraiths. You have to release 4 ancient blade ghosts from a spiritual trap in order to access the armor, which was pretty neat actually.
We have fulfilled our last duty. We go now to Aetherius without shame. Farewell.
I hurry back to Cloud Ruler Temple and speak to Martin and inform him of all of my progress. He has progressed a little bit more with deciphering the Mysterium Xarxes and has discovered that we need a Great Welkin Stone too.
The third item we need is a Great Welkin Stone. You may have run across lesser Welkin Stones. They're fairly common in Ayleid ruins, but a Great Welkin Stone will not be easy to come by. They have been plundered one by one over the years due to their great value to mages and occultists. There is only one place that is rumored to still contain one. The ruins of the Ayleid city of Miskarkand. A place where many have perished seeking its great stone. But nothing else will do, so you must succeed where all others have failed. The capital of one of the ancient Ayleid kingdoms which flourished in Cyrodiil before the rise of men. It is said that the ruins are still haunted by the vengeful spirit of its last king. True or not, it is not a place to enter lightly. Be careful. The pinnacle of Ayleid magic. Once, every Ayleid city had its great stone. But they've all been plundered over the centuries. All but one. The great stone of Miskarkand is reputed still to shine in the deep darkness of its ruined halls.
I speak to old mate Boris while I'm there. We catch up about our exciting adventures in trying to track the Mythic Dawn cult. He decides to give me some knowledge in the heavy armor skill, which is appreciated.
Now that we have a free moment, I thought you might be able to use some tricks I've picked up fighting with the blades over the years. Nobody who hasn't trained with the blades will know these moves, so you should find them useful. See, when they swing at you sidearm, you twist your wrists like this. Exactly. You're a natural at this. Let me show you another one.
So now, my adventure brings me to the southwestern part of the map, to Miskarkand, which has an absolutely beautiful exterior, very mystical and fantastical. Honestly, this dungeon had some minor goblins and skeletons, which I had made short work of. I have to press some buttons in order to progress through the various sections of Miskarkand. And finally, I made it to the Great Welkin Stone. Somewhere along the way, I found out that you can use the Welkin Stones located throughout the dungeon in order to replenish all of your magicka at once, which was helpful when I was fighting off the King of Miskarkand. When I exited, I was in awe of the scenery. The glowing bugs, the night sky, and ancient ruins and amazing music made me so immersed in this world. I zipped back to Cloud Ruler Temple to deliver the Great Welkin Stone to Martin.
As beautiful as all the old tales tell. But of course its beauty is a mask for its deadly power, like everything crafted by the Ayleids. Now, we need only one more item.
With all due respect, sire, there must be another way. The risk is too great.
I know the risk. I was at Kvatch. But there is no other way. We have no choice.
The Countess will never agree to it.
She will. She must.
Very well. The blades are, as always, at your disposal.
What do you need, friend?
Yes, let's see what he thinks of your plan.
Martin informs me that he needs a great sigil stone in order to complete the ritual to follow Mankar Cameron. And yes, you guessed it, we need to allow the Mythic Dawn to open a great gate so I can go inside and close it and acquire one in the process.
And we'll be ready to open a portal to Mankar Cameron's realm.
I head down to Bruma to try to convince the Countess of Bruma to agree and go ahead with the plan.
This is the only way to stop this invasion from Oblivion? I must confess, you are the first person to speak of victory against these Daedra.
Countess Narina agrees with the plan, and so we head down to the chapel for a meeting with everyone. I thought it was epic how the aid for Bruma from the various cities had camped out in Bruma, and I could hear them amped up for the coming battle as we were going to the chapel. It was kinda strange how Countess Narina literally walked over the campsites. I considered going around, but I wanted to try it too.
Consider the Fighters Guild. I hear that.
Have you heard any word about the other?
There's been some terrible
You don't
trouble.
need to worry about the Daedra taking Bruma. You've got the best soldiers in Cyrodiil. Greetings to you.
Good day.
Your Highness, I am Narina Carvain, Countess of Bruma, at your service.
There is no need for any formality at this time. I am not Emperor yet, and I am quite new to this notion of being heir to the throne. Thank you for coming. I know I am asking for a great deal of trust, but this is the only way. I would not suggest it otherwise.
Your champion has already explained the situation to me. I have agreed to it. We will not win this war through caution.
You have a rare gift to know when desperation is the path of wisdom. I will do everything in my power to defend your city, my lady.
If Bruma falls, the Empire falls with us. So be it. I'm ready for battle when you are, champion. What say you? So be it. Bruma's fate is in the hands of the gods now. And yours. Bird, deploy the troops for battle.
As you command, Countess.
My place is on the battlefield. The time for hiding in Cloud Ruler Temple is over. Come, let us go down to battle together.
So we all make our way to the huge battle, which made me a little nervous. However, it was epic how, as we were going through the townsfolk were clapping and they were appreciative of the risk that we were taking. All of the men I worked so hard to gather were waiting in lines outside, all amped for going to war. We all sprint towards the Oblivion Gate just outside of Bruma, where Martin gives a speech.
Soldiers of Cyrodiil, the Empire will stand or fall by what we do here today. Will we let the Daedra do to Bruma what they did to Kavach? Will we let them burn our homes? Will we let them kill our families? No! We make our stand here, today, for the whole of Cyrodiil. We must hold fast until the hero of Kavach can destroy their great gate. We must kill whatever comes out of that gate. Soldiers of Cyrodiil, do you stand with me?
For Station! For Bruma!
As we are all in the mud fighting the hordes of Oblivion, more and more gates start spawning. When all of a sudden the Great Gate appears. I realize that I must leave the others and go inside and try to get the Great Sigil Stone. Just after I head inside, I get a message that I need to do it quickly, or else the siege engine will get through the gate and destroy Bruma. I really take this to heart and use my custom spell, which makes me move super quick, and rush straight to the Great Sigil Stone. I was surprised that I could just run past all the enemies and go straight to the end, and it occurred to me that I could have done that for all the other gates. Anyway, I make it to the Great Sigil Stone in a ridiculously quick time, and grab it. When I am teleported back to Nirn, the siege engine was cut completely in half and all of the gates were closed.
We won a great victory.
Martin explains that everything is now prepared and all I need to do is recover the Amulet of Kings.
But we need to act quickly. Cameron will not take long to recognize his danger. Remember, the portal closes behind you. Anything you need, carry it with you. I'll have the ritual ready in the Great Hall when you arrive. Farewell. As a young man, I grew impatient with Mage's Guild restrictions, as did many of my fellow apprentices. We threw ourselves into the riddles of Daedric magic. We hungered for forbidden secrets. Knowledge and power were our gods. You can guess the rest. We got in over our heads. People died. My friends died. I've put those days behind me. But the bitter wisdom that one has been a fool is not without value. I have everything necessary for the ritual to use the Xerxes to open a portal to Cameron's paradise. Remember, the portal will close behind you, so you will need to take everything you need. The only way to close all the Oblivion gates forever is for me to relight the dragon fires in the Temple of the One. Our only hope is to recover the Amulet of Kings from Manka Cameron. Farewell, my friend.
Stay tuned for the final part of my Oblivion journey. Thanks so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and let me know what you think about the events that happened in my video. Have a great day.